We will be using this chart as a way to critically read the text. So, as I've talked about before, in normal years, I print out the story and then students will go through and highlight things. But for this year, we're not printing out things, we're not handing things in, except if it's online. So, what you're going to do is as you are reading the story, you are going to fill out this chart. So what that means is maybe split screen it or maybe have the story up while you're reading, maybe on your phone. And then as you're reading, you will fill this out. This will eventually become your essay. So as you can see here, body paragraph 1 will eventually be about the time and the place. So like the setting of the story. When does it take place and where does it take place? The second paragraph of your essay will be about the atmosphere. So what is the feeling of the setting? Is it tense, scary, chaotic, loud, happy, positive? What is the setting in terms of atmosphere? So second body paragraph is about atmosphere of the sniper. And then the third body paragraph will eventually be about the theme. And here's your theme statement. The theme statement is there is no true winner in a civil war. So as you read, you are looking for examples to fill into this chart, and then you will use this chart and the examples you found to write your essay, similar to that character chart that we completed for our last essay. As you'll see right here in directions, right? Page numbers are not needed. You do not need to tell me what page you found these things are on. If you want to put the page number just to help yourself later, you can, but it is not a necessity. Again, don't worry about page numbers, but specific details are needed. And we'll go over that more in a second. So use specific moments, examples from the story. So I'm going to go through each category here and just explain it. But remember, you will do this as you read the story. So you need to find 4 examples of the time in the story. This can be a year. It might say what year. It might be a time of day. Our story takes place at a couple different time of days. So give me details. Like if it is early in the morning, don't just say early in the morning. Tell me it's early in the morning because our main character notices that the sun's starting to come up. Right? So time, maybe the month. Just give me some details and feel free to track this as it changes. So number 2 might be it's nighttime because the moon's out, and then number 3 might be it's morning because the main character notices the sun's coming up. Then the place. So it'll tell us what city it's in, so then we can infer the country as well. But the main thing you're going to want to focus on is what is in the city. So we are near specific buildings. There will also be a ton of description of like what sort of quality the city is in. It's going to talk about rundown buildings and empty streets, and so describe that. Describe what the place looks like with details. For atmosphere, you want to tell me what is the feeling of the setting and then what happens in the story to create this feeling. So for example, there's maybe a part in the story that you might describe as chaotic. Don't just tell me chaotic. Tell me the atmosphere is chaotic at a specific point and tell me what happens. So for example, it's chaotic because there are gunshots ringing off. Oops, maybe if I can spell right. And right? Like what's happening that shows it's chaotic? There are dogs barking, there's this happening, there's smoke. Like what happens that proves that the atmosphere is what you say it is? It could be positive, happy, scary, and kind of track it as the story changes by finding 4 specific moments to describe the atmosphere. So what is the feeling of the setting? Not how a character feels, but what is the overall feeling? So if you were walking down these streets, if you were sitting on the top of the rooftop, how would people feel? What is the feeling of the setting? And then the theme. Each of these things will happen, and you just need to give me some details about it. So citizens, or at least one citizen's going to die in this story. Spoiler, sorry. Please tell me what happens. Give me a couple sentences, just kind of explain it. Land is destroyed. It's going to talk about land being destroyed. Give me some details about what it says. And then families are torn apart. A family is going to get torn apart. Give me some details about what happens that proves a family is torn apart. That's how you do this chart. Again, split screen this or have 2 devices with your story, and this is your way to critically analyze. Page numbers are not needed, but details, details, details. Provide lots and lots of details, as many as you can. Email me with questions.